Welcome. This lesson should go very, very quickly if you write down these three rules because you don't need to graph the image. You just need to write the coordinates or change these coordinates correctly. In other words, write down that if you're rotating 90 degrees clockwise or 270 counterclockwise, because that does the same thing, you're going to swap the x and the y's position and change the sign of the new y or the old x that became y. If you're doing a 90-degree clockwise or a 270 counterclockwise rotation, then again, you swap the x and the y and then change the sign of the old y that became the new x. If it's 180 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter which way you go, either way, all you do is change the sign of the x, change the sign of the y. Don't swap their position, just change their sign. So when I go up here and I look at this problem, it says 270 degrees counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, 270, that's this one over here. So I'm doing this rotation, which is the same as 90 clockwise. All I'm going to do is take this y, make it my new x, take this x, make it my new y, but change its sign. So change the sign of it. So here we go. Watch how quickly I do this. I'm just going to go, in fact, I'm going to do all my x's first because I don't, in the sense of all the y's become x. That will be a 6, that will be a 6, that will be a 10, and this will be a 10. Now when I go type in the y's, I'm going to do these x values, but change the sign. If it was a negative, make it positive. If it's a -9, make it positive 9. If it's a -9, make it a positive 9. If it's a -10, make it a positive 10. So I changed the sign of the x as I turned it into the y. And I'm done. I submit it. So if you need to, rewind and write those rules down because half of them disappeared. If you also need to, rewatch the previous video. But since this one's a 180-degree rotation, all I do is change the sign of them. So I keep the x, but I make it a -2. I make it a -10. I make it a -1. I keep the y the same. The same y, I just change its sign. -3, -3, -9. And go back, write those down, and you'll do just fine. If you have questions, please do bring them to class.